Hi guys, welcome back to Irish Footy Vlogs. Welcome back to another Premier Division show. I'm going to go through the fixtures on Friday. We have another Friday and Monday coming up. Let me know what you think generally about Friday and Monday. Is there something you like or something you don't like? Or I'm not the biggest fan of it personally, generally. Um, why I'm not really sure. I just haven't. I think it's a lot Friday and Monday for players in our league, etc., etc. I think, and I don't know, sometimes the atmospheres aren't great, are they? On the Monday night bank holiday games as well. But let me know what you think about that generally. Let's get into this. So first of all, Bohemians take on Waterford FC at Dalymount Park, and Bows have to be buoyant to say the least after their last two wins, three wins in a row in total, but particularly the last two wins, the win against Pats obviously on Friday and the win against Shamrock Rovers on the previous game. So Waterford themselves, the Blues coming into this game, which they got a bit of a backlash from their fans, didn't they? And they repaid that, and they reacted to it very well in their home win against Derry City. So they'll be going to Bohemians with a little bit more confidence. Andy Boyle's back in defence, which is going to help them a lot. But they're going to have to bring the same energy and enthusiasm to this game. They had a brilliant win there last year, didn't they? When they won 3-2 after coming from two goals down. So again, this is an interesting game. And, a lot of Bows fans will be saying, look, beat Rovers in the way they did, beat Pats the way they did. We want to see now a front-footed performance where maybe we, dare I say, win comfortably, or at least, you know what I mean? They're not getting late wins or having to come from behind to win it. So they'll be looking for maybe a more complete performance, if you like, in the game against Waterford. It's going to be interesting to see. James Clark came on as a sub. I thought it was brilliant the last day, but Devoy was missing. I'm not sure what the story is with Devoy. There's a feeling it's difficult to play Clark, Devoy and Tierney in the same team. Where exactly do you fit them in? You could argue that Clark could play as a wide player, not as a winger, but a wide player, and cut inside. Maybe something they could look at. They tried that with Tierney before, and I didn't think that was the same, really. I think Tierney just is a number 10 or an 8, depending. Cornwall will probably come in and start this game alongside Gretton as well, I think. Waterford, yeah, I mean, McDonald, I think one thing people haven't talked about much, McDonald's has been a big loss for them in the middle of the park. As much as Andy Boyle's been a loss to organise and command in their defence, I think McDonald's a big loss to them too. They're a team at the moment, though, that really have to play with a lot of intensity and energy to get results. I think if they're off it, I can't see them getting a result here. So they need to back up that performance in Dublin against Bohemians. But I fancy Bows for this game. Fancy they're going to win it and go have 4 wins in a row. And God knows what position the table they'll be if they win this game. So many teams can go top, can't they? Hypothetically, Derry City can go top of the league, can't they? Although they're a bit behind goal difference, but Bowls can. It's mad. 6th in the league, and imagine there's a chance you could go top with a win. On Friday, sensational stuff, really. I'm gonna go for Bows in this one, though. Bohemians 2, Waterford FC 1. Let me know what you think in the comments. Give us a prediction as usual. Turner's Cross, Cork City take on Shamrock Rovers. Shamrock Rovers are after having a disappointing run at Dublin derbies, to be honest. 2 draws and 1 defeat, and a devastating defeat, really. 2-0 up at home to their bitter rivals, Bohemians, are losing 3-2. But it's incredible because in the last 3 games, they've conceded 7 goals. Prior to that, they'd only conceded 6 goals in their opening 9 matches. So to concede 7 and 3 is very disappointing. On the plus side, they've scored a lot of goals. 2 goals in each of the games. And, Jack Byrne was right. He's given the man a match award against Shelbourne. He said that, you scored 2 goals in each of your last 3 games and not win any. It's not really good enough. And he's right. He's 100% right. It's not good enough. If you win, you're scoring 2 goals, 2 goals and 2 goals, you don't win a game. Disappointing. So, Cork City is a game, let's be honest, they need to be targeting to win, to be big time, particularly after that run of results. They are playing good football. I've mentioned that before. It's just interesting to see how they're going to go on attack. They've rotated, haven't they, between Noonan, Gaffney, who's still on the way back, you feel, and Green. Noonan had a couple of little opportunities against Shells, didn't take them. Had a really good game against Bowes the other day, though, and scored a great goal. So it'll be interesting to see what they do there. I know that Jack will play again. He's flying. Jack Byrne is flying. Last month he's been brilliant. Him and Healy will play in the middle of the park, I'm sure. I don't know why they've conceded so many goals in the last few games, because it's not as if they're missing defenders as such, you know what I mean? They still have those same defenders available. Your Clearys, obviously, and your Pico Lopez, your Grace generally. He didn't play one of the games. Josh Honahan, you know, etc., etc. They've had, though, they haven't been missing any of their players as such. So I don't really know why they're conceding goals. So that's something they will obviously have to look at in big time. But there's aspects of the play that is very good. And as I said, that's clearly going forward. You feel, do they need to get back to basics as Cork a little bit? No, they just need to do their defensive work as a unit maybe better in certain aspects. Crosses, set pieces, stuff like that as well, you know. Cork City, from their point of view, I think it's a difficult game for them. They'd be very disappointed they didn't hang on in Sligo. Would have been a big result, wouldn't it? It wasn't a great game, as I mentioned in the other show, but still they're leading going into the last minute. The 10 men kills them as well a little bit. That would have given them a 6 point buffer over the bit of red and level with Waterford. So, actually ahead of Waterford by points, sorry. So yeah, I mean, Kent Nelson's come off the bench a number of times and actually scored for them this season. It'd be interesting to see if he starts. Maguire, I think it's still too soon. Next couple of weeks he could well be back for Cork though. They've only been beaten once this season. That was against St Patrick's Leg by 2-0. They're porous in defence though. They've conceded 19 goals this season. It's hard. I can't see them shutting out Shamrock Rovers, and when they attack, they're going to have to be really good in attack and really good when they counter to cause Shamrock Rovers problems. I think it's going to be a difficult game for Cork City though, to be honest with you, and I'm going to back Shamrock Rovers to win this match. Cork City 0, Shamrock Rovers 2. Give us a prediction in the comments. Now, the Brandywell's a big games. Derry City take on Shelbourne. Two things here. Obviously, Shelbourne loved the Brandywell, particularly recently because they won the league there. And on the last day, last season, that goal from Harry Wood won them the league. So, you know, open day of the season played each other and Shelbourne battered them in reality at Talca Park. So Derry City, you know, I feel maybe they owed them one as such, and they've been going well recently, Derry City. A little bit of a setback in their defeat against Waterford, but in general and on the main, they've been going quite well. So they should be coming into this game with a little bit of confidence, to be fair. At the Brandywell, it's been mixed for them though. 3 wins, 1 draw and 2 defeats. Scored 9 goals, 7 conceded. So Shelbourne's away form has been very good, to be fair. Still unbeaten away from home in the league too. So that's something to take note of. But they've, similar to Shamrock Rovers in a way, they've drawn the last 3 matches. But again, they've scored 2 goals in each of those games and failed to win them, which is disappointing for them against Drogheda, Galway United, and obviously Shamrock Rovers. Like Shamrock Rovers as well, I think going forward they're playing some good stuff. I think I did say about Meepo. Meepo's got a couple of goals lately. I was saying that, you know, he's getting himself in the positions. This is when he wasn't scoring anything and missing them. If he could sort out his composure a little bit better, he'll score goals. Like, you know, it's worse when I always think it's worse if strikers aren't getting in the positions to score goals, to be honest with you. Because you feel like it's inevitable and a matter of time he's going to find the back of the net. And, you know, he's got a couple of goals, as I said, recently as well. So his confidence has to be up. Sean Boyd, will he be back? Will he play? It's hard to know. Chapman has come into a bit of form as well. He seems to be settling into the Shelburne way of things. But for me, the big question for Shelburne is at the back. Who is going to play at the back? You know, Mark Coyle, I don't think it's working there, to be honest with you, Mark Coyle. And he's doing well in terms of he's a midfielder and he's deputising in there. But, you know, if you've 3 defenders available, I think they should play. If Gannon is fit enough, he should play for me on the right-hand side, to be honest, in this game. Probably Bowen in the middle and Leverage on the left. You know, I think, it's hard to say cost them goals, but you know what I mean? It just, It's not that he's doing that horribly wrong, Kyle. As such, he's doing okay in there for a midfielder. That's the point. He's not a central defender, and you're better served central defender in there. So they need to stem that dike a little bit in terms of conceding goals because they're doing well going forward, and they've got options like Harry Wood causing problems, Ali Coo coming on the other day doing well, for example, Caffrey doing well as a wing back in terms of going forward. As I said, Chapman, etc., coming into form. McEnroy likes to get forward. So they are playing well in that regard. Derry City, they I think, look, they'll be disappointed with the 2 goals they gave away the last day, but I think overall, recently, defensively, they've improved. I think Holt has given them a bit of stability there. I think they look a bit stronger there now with Holt and Connolly. To be honest, the wing-back system suits them. I've always said that as well. You've obviously got particularly Ronan Boyce playing very well there on the right as well. Up front, they'd be happy that Mullen got a couple of goals lately, and I know he scored a consolation at the last day, but still be happy that Liam Boyce got on the score sheet because at one point they were relying on Duffy in reality to get on the score sheet. So you need other guys to chip in, or whether strikers or not. Danny Mullen, I think, I may have said Mac Mullen actually a second ago, but I meant Mullen if I did. Mullen, I think, still starts for me, leads the line. I think he's a bit more agile than Boyce, to be honest with you. So I'd be starting him if I was Derry City. Result-wise, what am I going for? I think Shelburne will win. I think they haven't won in 3. I think it's 3. Yeah, 3. I think they'll nick this. I think they'll go up there and defend better. Derry City 0, Shelbourne 1. Let me know what you think in the comments. Give us a prediction. This is bottom of the table, Sligo Rovers taking on top of the table, Drogheda United. And normally in the league, when a team, particularly 12 games in, at the bottom is playing at the team at the top, 9 times out of 10 you expect the top team to win. But Drogheda will be taking nothing for granted going across west to play the bit of red. There's no doubt about that. And if Sligo Rovers got something out of the game, would it shock anyone? No, not really. It's a great thing about the league, the beauty about the league. One thing that is shocking for them at the moment is the amount of goals they've conceded, 25. Now, they defended a bit better against Cork City, but they also didn't attack very well against Cork City. So can they get that balance? At times when you watch Sligo Rovers play, it's good to watch because they can score goals and they can concede goals. So generally you're getting an entertaining football match. At the back, they've got young players, like so Reynolds has played some games, McIlroy's played some games. They're good players, but lack of experience there at times. Mahan, at times the midfield could do more to protect, in my opinion, as well. I do think Reece Hutchinson's very good going forward. I do think he's suspect defensively, though, to be honest. And they've changed their goalkeeper a couple of times. Sam Sargent's back in at the moment too. In attack, Eldin has got 5 goals, as Warren Davis. He's also has 5 goals. But Eldin hasn't really. He's played 1 or 2 games up front, but mainly he's coming in off the right, and they've generally gone with Keane Kavanagh up front. Lamboto's got a couple of goals lately off the bench for them as well, up in Waterford, and the last day, obviously that late goal, which was a massive goal for them, in all honesty, against Cork City. Psychologically, if they'd lost that game as well, I think it was huge. They'll need a much better performance if they're going to get anything from the game, but they know that. They know that when they play Drogheda United, and it'd be an interesting game to watch because, Drogheda generally, as we know, like to sit back, but does the top of the team at the top of the table sit back against the team at the bottom of the table? That's the thing as well. It's a really interesting game, this one, actually. The fact that Drogheda lost their last match against Galway United as well, and they're going away from home, a little bit of difficulty, a little bit of pressure there. They'd be delighted that Douglas James Taylor's back. Will he start? Should he start is the question. Probably be on the bench again, but in the next few weeks, I'd be very interested to see Drogheda United, and Lewis done okay, but I'd be very interested to see Dougie play alongside Warren Davis. I think potentially, if they can get up to the pitch of things, especially Dougie, potentially, that's as good as partnership that anybody has in the league, being honest with you. I mean, Warren Davis and Dougie James Taylor could get on any team in the league, genuinely. I mean that, 100%, so, yeah. Drogheda are better defensively, though. Much better than Sligo Rovers defensively and can be devastating in the counter in particular. Um, it wouldn't surprise me if the bit of red got a result here. It really wouldn't. But I do think Drogheda United are going to get a result, a 3 point result here. I'll go for Sligo Rovers 1, Drogheda United 2. Could be a very interesting game. In Inchicore, unbeaten at home, St. Patrick's Athletic take on Galway United, who I believe, yes, are unbeaten away. Yeah, I had a feeling, all right. Um, Interesting game. Pats have had a bad last couple of games. I think the performance against Drogheda was poor. I think that was the worst game I watched this season. They backed it up with a very disappointing second half display against Bohemians, and they got caught basically. A couple of players are not performing at all for Pats. To be interested to see what changes they might make coming into the game. Keane is still out. He scored a brilliant goal, didn't he, in the defeat in Galway earlier on in the season. Um, Speaking of strikers, Moses Dyer, really liking him. It's not just the goals, top scorer with 7 goals, but haven't seen him now a number of times. He's very dangerous. He can score all kinds of goals. He can lead the line. He's got a bit of pace, a little bit of strength. He can score your tap-ins, your poacher goals. He's good in the air, left foot, right foot. Um, and he can score a cracker as well. He can score. He looks like a striker. He's scored a lot of goals that are different so far this season. So that's unpredictable and very dangerous from St. Patrick's Athletic point of view. Very dangerous. Galway will try and bombard Pats. They'll go into this game with a lot of confidence. The three centre backs in Slevin, Cunningham, and Bruder, who I presume will all play, alongside Burns, who's a wing back, and Asue is a wing back. They're so like they know their jobs and they do them well. Pats, if I feel him, will probably play Mealy up top. I think Pats have to change something actually, tactically. I think Kenny has to look at a few things. Their wingers have not been performing. Simon Power has disappeared really. I mean, he gets injured so often that you just don't hear what he's injured for or how long he's out for. And it seems very sudden when he gets injured. The wingers just aren't doing it. Should Pats try something different? Because if you start, you know, getting crosses into the box to Melia, Galway defence will eat it up. I saw them a few weeks ago live at Dalymount Park, and Bowes tried to do that kind of actually. And Colin Whelan, he didn't have a chance against three big, strong, positionally aware, very aware centre halves, and then they have their own threats going forward. Big thing for Pats as well, Chris Forrester. I have a feeling he's going to be out of this game as well, which is they look like a team who can't play without him at the moment, if I'm honest with you. So it's a big, big game for Pats. More in a mental kind of a way of things against such a good team unit in Galway United. But I think they have to come up with something different. Do they play wingers? Maybe they don't play wingers and they change that up a little bit. Brandon Kavanagh, Keane Levy potentially plays 2 Roman 10s. A lot of teams have done that. So it'll be interesting to see what Pats will come up with. I probably will be going to this game actually. So it'll be very interesting to see what they come up with. You know what you're going to get from Galway. I think you have to try and surprise Galway with something here as well. Right, result-wise, I don't think I've gone for a draw so far. This is a draw with an all overs, hasn't it? I'll go with St. Patrick's Day 1, Galway United 1. So guys, that's it. Let me know what you think in the comments. Make sure you fling in a few predictions, any thoughts you have whatsoever on the upcoming games. And thanks for watching once again. Bye-bye.